I'm a regular shooter of longbows and recurves. It's basically what we call traditional archery. And today's archery tip for the week is how to select bow gear for traditional archers. Traditional archery is really kind of a generic term to explain bows that were designed and used before compound bows, the bows, cables, pulleys, and wheels that you're used to seeing. Traditional archery can encompass primitive style bows made from staves of sticks, or all the way up to some modern recurve bows that are metal risered with interchangeable limb systems. Today we're just going to show you a couple of the basics when you're looking at traditional bows. The first thing really when you go to select a traditional bow is you have to have a gut feeling of what you like. Do you like something that is more primitive, say an English style longbow, or something more modern, say like a hunting recurve? I'll explain the difference between these two in just a moment. The first bow I'm going to show you is what we call the longbow. And the reason they call this a longbow is because it gets not an exact form, but it gets its basic design from the Old English longbow used by the English infantry centuries ago. Theirs was basically a straight stave or a straight stick, and you can see by this bow that's exactly what it is. It's a straight stave or straight stick. This one, around the turn of the century, was kind of modified here in the United States by a guy called Howard Hill, and that's why they call this the Hill bow. It's got kind of a, still has a straight grip as a straight stick would have. There's no locator for the hand, but it gives the hand something to grip on. And it has a very narrow shelf by design, because the bows are narrow, for the arrow to rest on. Previously, an English longbow, they would actually shoot off of their knuckle. They didn't even have a grip, but this is what we call the longbow. Then basically it's a bent stick. When it's with a string, when it's strung, it's going to form just a bent stick. Basically, we call it a D form. And the technical side of a longbow is, as long as the string isn't laying on the limb when it's strung, they consider it a longbow. If you notice, they don't all have to be with this straight style grip. Some longbows, as this one, even carry what's called a locator grip. It's actually carved out to locate your palm so you can get that more consistent grip, so you don't have that variable in your shooting. Somewhere along the line in the evolution of traditional bows or longbows, somebody determined that you could get more power out of it if you actually bent the limb away from the archer. This is what we call a recurve bow. The advantage to the recurve over the longbow is it develops, because of the leverage here, it develops a little more power in the power stroke, the power band, because it can pull deeper, longer on the limbs, and then as the bow comes back, the upper tip can open up. This gives the bow a little bit steeper, a little bit more power curve or more efficiency over a longbow. Only drawback on a recurve, any negatives there would be to a recurve, is you can get a little limb slap against the string, which normally can be quieted down. But they are more forgiving on the shot. The string recovers a little quicker because it makes contact faster with the limb. Limbs are a little more stable. So it's just there's not that grand a difference between a recurve and a longbow, but it is a little more of an improvement over a longbow. As I said from the beginning, when you're deciding on what style traditional bow to get, it should be a gut feeling, whether it's a primitive style longbow or one with a locator grip that has a little bit of curvature in the limb itself, but still technically a longbow, gives it a little more characteristics of a recurve as well as a longbow. Recurves can come in very long metal risered bows for target shooting. You may prefer more ornate wood over metal, or they can make some very nice works of art out of wood bows. Or if we're hunting, can be a shorter bow, still with all the recurve functions that, you know, it's camoed and has a poundage set for hunting. The basic thing is to get a bow that fits you in length, for your draw length of the bow, and for the draw weight of the bow. If you have any questions regarding how to select a bow, contact here at Santa Fe Archery either via email or just call, and someone here can help you in determining what bow will fit you properly for your needs. I'm Russell Anderson. This is your archery tip of the week, and shooting a longbow or a recurve can get you pumping blood the old-fashioned way.